We can go your own way, baby. Love me or leave me. Let me go my own way. 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 Let me go my own way.
Hey y'all, what's happening? What's going on? What is happening? What's going on, y'all? How you been? How you been? How you mama them? How everybody doing? We here, we in this thing. We are here again for another fire show. Hold on. What's happening? What's going on with y'all, man? What's happening? How y'all be? What's going on, good folks? See who all up in here. We got Dr. Mark. Hey, appreciate you for pulling up. I got Ray Patterson. What's happening with you? I see you, bro. What's happening with you? Josh Sanders family, Smoothies. What's going on with you? LV, the big bro. What's going on with you? See, I got DP Rocker, big bro. What's going on, man? What's happening? Let's see. Oh, okay. Man, we are here. We are back. Time for another fire show. Cause y'all know my short day. I done made it a whole nother week. I got my short day tomorrow. So yeah, this is my heating pad back here because it be cold in the house, man. We be having my mom have the air conditioner blowing. Y'all know I be cold as hell, so I gotta have a heating pad back here. So while I be working, but hopefully everyone has had an amazing week because I have. My weeks have been getting better and better and better. Y'all have no idea. It's been nothing short of amazing. We celebrated my mom's birthday, last Friday. We took her out to eat, and if you all follow me on IG as well, then y'all have the the video that goes along with that. Pure comedy when me and my mom and my son are out. It's nothing but comedy. Then I think it was Saturday. We went to go see Sinners. It's gonna be people that's gonna have an issue with everything, but I enjoyed the movie. Sinners was so good. My son enjoyed the movie. My son actually gave it an applause after it was over, which I was like completely shocked by that happening. Oh yeah, I know your birthday coming. I got you actually in my phone because I heard you mention it a long time ago. So I have it scheduled in my phone. See, it's right here. I don't think I can make it any bigger. Nope, I can't. But see, hold on, I'll show you. I got it in my phone. But it was like maybe a year or two ago that you had actually said it in the chat, and I got you in my phone. I just wait, y'all gonna say something about your birthday, so I kind of just wait and put it in my phone. It's kind of what I do, so that way I don't have to remember. I'll get an alert when it actually pops up. So yeah, I got you. What's going on, Jay? Get what's happening with your family? I see you. Appreciate you. DC, what's going on with your bro? Appreciate you. Again, y'all make sure y'all smash that like button on the way in. Don't shout change me on them likes. But yeah, Sinners was an amazing movie. I want to go see it again. My son wants to go see it again. And it really was good. The the attention to detail that was paid in that movie. Oh my god. Gotta support gotta support our own man. And I sure did. And I will, like I said, I want to go see it again because it is definitely worth it. You will not be disappointed if you have not seen it. Go go watch it. It was pretty damn good. I ain't gonna lie, it's on up there. It's yeah. Michael B. Jordan, that man earned his paycheck. He really did. He is an amazing actor. And the little dude, I forgot his name, but that man can sing his ass off. It's the one of the songs in the movie. I actually heard him. It's on YouTube. I heard him sing it live. So it is actually him singing in the movie, and it's actually him. I was like, boy, I didn't know you could sing like that, but go ahead, little dude. Yes, I like I said, from my son, who is a huge anime person, any movie that has to do with anime, things like that, he wants to watch it. So for us to go watch that, and my son gave it an applause. Yeah, even Rotten Tomatoes, I think Rotten Tomatoes gave it like a 98%, I believe, or 100%, something like that. And they pretty tough on every movie. So, and they're that that movie was good. I don't really want to tell you all anything about it other than, like I said, the attention to detail, the songs in there. It's some scenes in there that will resonate. It'll make you proud, proud to be who we are. So I'm with it. Like I said, me and Christian might go see it again on Saturday. This coming Saturday. Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with us. Now in these streets. You know, being out. You know what I'm saying? No reason to sit in the house unless you're working. Be out in these streets. Sure will. But again, like I said, I hope you all have had an amazing week. I know, like I'm pretty busy with work and everything, but after that, I be trying to chill and do the least amount of work possible when I get off work. But I still manage to get up and do some things. You know what I'm saying? Work is never done, actually. What's going on, Gregory X? What's happening with you? Appreciate you for pulling up. So let's go on and get with it. This is an important message for me to give to you all because it's frowned upon in our community. I get people make fun and laugh about things all day, and some stuff is funny. Some of these things are not funny at all. But I believe everybody needs to go talk to somebody without fear of being judged. If you don't know somebody, call your insurance company. You got a job, you should have, they got what an EAP or whatever it's called, so that you are able to talk to somebody for free. I think it's like 10 or 15 sessions that you should have available. Because when I tell you, without my people, yeah, it would have been rough. But you never know where inspiration comes from. You never know who can give you some insight on things that you might not wanted to admit that you were a part of. Maybe you shouldn't have been a part of. You shouldn't have been around. And it's a lot of things that can come into effect when you talking to somebody to get some things up off your chest, because what happens is when you hold in a lot of stuff, and I'm one of those people, I hold in a lot of things because from what I have learned just being around even people that you're in a relationship with, they don't give a damn about you. Your family members, they don't give a damn about you. A lot of them don't care because as long as you continue to do for them, that's all that matters to them. They don't give a damn about you, and that's the sad, honest truth. Family, like Dr. Mark say, and shout out to Dr. Mark. Family is a behavior. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Family is a behavior, and it doesn't really matter to them what you're going through. They don't care. I got proof of all of this. As long as you, as long as they keep you in, you better know it, BC. Oh, I'm already there. And as as long as people continuously keep you where they need you, so that you don't, so that they can keep you down, they can keep talking down to you, they can keep disrespecting you, they can keep showing you they don't give a shit about you. They can keep showing you all of these things because they know no matter what, you're still going to do what needs to be done because that's the type of person that you are. What's going on, Cassandra? Hey, what's going on with you, sweetheart? Appreciate you for pulling up. Those are the types of people that, you know, family, quote unquote, and I'll use that term, excuse me, very loosely. Family, people you're in relationship with, whether it's man, woman, whatever your forte is. Some of y'all don't like women, and y'all complain about women a lot. We've already been through this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of some of y'all fellas who are always mad and always have an issue with women. You might want to come on out this at this thing right here that's behind me called a closet. You might come on out, baby. We know you in there because there is no way in hell you'd be that angry with women all the time, all day and night. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you just can't get me to believe that you all love women as much as you complain, because I still see so many people running behind this men versus women situation, and that shows you everything that you need to know. All that is an argument, yelling. Some man's gonna yell, and then that's gonna make a woman yell because his ass ain't finna stop yelling because he thinks the louder he talks. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? And I still cannot pronounce your whole name on here. I'll be trying. Give me some syllables. Let me get it sounded out. Put it in here for me. That way I'll get it right. All I gotta do is get it one time, and I'm not gonna fuck it up no more for you because I ain't gonna do you like that. But that shows you when men tend to get loud in those types of men versus women arguments. Oh, got it. Okay, hold on. Wait. So, oh, Sylvester. Okay, BC. I wish they were legal so that I can get them and slap them on people. So anytime they get to saying something stupid or lying, and say, "Oh, Sylvester." Okay, gotcha. And they get to saying stuff that don't make no sense. Buzz them because when one person raises their voice and they think they're being heard, or they think that because they're louder that's going to make their point more valid, it's not. It's just going to cause other people to then raise their voice, and now everybody's yelling and raising their voice, and ain't nobody listening. Those conversations should end because they're not solving the problem. We are in 2025. We too damn old in our big ass grown ass ages to keep going through listen to the same conversation. Where are the damn solutions? You know what I'm saying? Give me a solution. I got one. I don't listen to them because for what? All they do is end up in arguments anyway, and it ends up with a man saying that he's like God. I'm like, no, you're not. You just want yes people around you. That's all it is, so that they can tell you that you're right. That's all that you want to hear anyway. No one is above reproach, and it's pretty funny that you used to hear things like that around out here in these streets. And the very same individuals that used to use those same phrases are the main ones that get a problem when you try. to let them know that they fucking up. So when it comes to those types of individuals, they need help. They need to go talk to somebody. They need to go on and get on their couch and let somebody Dr. Phil play Dr. Phil and have a pen pad and let them just get it on out, because when I tell you somebody like me that holds in a lot of things, if I'm telling you to leave me alone and you keep messing with me, or I'm telling you, hey, I choose peace, or I have nothing to say, y'all have no idea. Those things, when I tell you, those things have caused so many problems. you would think you would think it would be respected when someone say, "Hey, I ain't got nothing to say." You would think there would be a level of respect. It's not. All that does is pisses those individuals off even more. And I've seen it. I've even tested my theories, baby. Y'all cannot tell me this. I know what the hell I'm talking about. The day walker. Hey, Josh Sanders, I feel you. Whatever works for you, bro. Let me see. You said, look at the day walker. I'm Blade. You can play. Wow. you know, I mean, I don't really. I mean, you're the only vampire I know at this point, allegedly. It could be some, I don't know, that be draining the life out of people when they come around because their energy is full of shit. So I guess. But yeah, it's like it's help out there. You have no reason to be sitting there suffering in silence. Nobody does. That I mean, you got to call and call and tell people they want to run their mouth anyway. Because last time I checked, even looking on YouTube, the fellas be running their mouth a hell of a lot more than the women be running their mouth. I can guarantee you that. But you can definitely, you know, reach out, get you a therapist, and talk to them. Because I can guarantee you, that therapist gonna tell you some shit you don't want to hear, and then you gonna try to argue with the therapist, and that make you look like a damn fool because that therapist is not gonna argue with you. they see you stupid. Oh man, Josh, you are a special character. Because I know if somebody trying to bother me and disrupt my peace, and you want to argue, I'm gonna fire off my warning shots to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, go find you something to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, big dog, what's happening with you? All right, put it in the chat now. Keep in mind who you asking this question to, and you're really gonna have to think: do you really want to ask me that question? Hey, I can't speak for anybody else, but mine tends to work out just fine. Mine is good. I have no problems, and I can tell you, he don't lie to me at all. He's gonna tell me the truth, whether I want to hear it or not, and he's going to get some understanding with me. You know what I'm saying? And that I can appreciate because you can think a lot of these things, and when you're around a lot of negative energy and around a lot of negative people who just don't want to be happy because they're not happy with their life, so they want to drag you down and have you be unhappy because they're unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Those types of people, and then they want to blame you for why they are going through things that they're going through. And when you're around that for a long period of time, you then kind of look at it like, well, damn, am I really the issue here? Knowing damn well you really not, because if you was not around them motherfuckers, they still gonna be going through the same shit. And 9 times out of 10, excuse me, 10 times out of 10, they're still going through the same shit when you're not around them. So nothing that is going on with those individuals, whether it's your family members, whether it's your wives, your husbands, whatever the hell you want to call them today, because you might be trying to cheat on them later. So whatever you want to call them, you know what I'm saying? It is they still going through the same shit anyway. They still unhappy. And they can only fake and shake for so long. I can tell you that. And I mean, if y'all cool with hanging out, and speaking with people that be faking and shaking ball, me, y'all do that. Not, not me. You ain't finna fake and shake at all with me. It's not gonna happen. You now, big dog. Now you sure you look like my grandmama used to say? Are you sure? You sure you want to ask me this question? Cause it might not be the answer you looking for, but it's damn sure gonna be the answer you finna get. So you know what I'm saying, and it is what it is. You have to look at things, and you have to, at the end of the day, around all the negative energy that you may be around, you have to look at shit for you and do what's best for you. Because I can guarantee around a lot of negative motherfuckers, they are not going to acknowledge and pay attention and notice if anything is wrong with you, because they don't care. They are so wrapped up in themselves and have to only be concerned with themselves. Like, I can tell you this: if I'm a person who wakes up, if I'm in a relationship, and you have to turn your camera on real quick. I'm in a relationship, and I'm
Big Dog really
and
joined.
it's in the morning. Okay, you can turn it off. And I'm going to text you or call you and say good morning and stuff like that. And then, the next couple of days, I ain't calling you, telling you nothing. And you don't notice, you gonna notice. What's going on, big dog? What's happening with
You hear me?
you? Yeah, I hear you. What's going on?
Okay. So I got in trouble at work, and it's a situation with a coworker, a female coworker. And what I need to ask you is, what I do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
We were taking care of a patient,
Mm-hmm.
and the patient, he was a psych patient,
Mm-hmm.
and this nurse, she's kind of a big white woman, kind of heavy set,
Mm-hmm.
and the patient called her because he was upset with her an out of shape Dusty Rose. And I started
Whoa.
laughing. So should I have laughed at that? And I got in trouble for that, for laughing.
Okay.
And
You're at
so,
work. That's the thing. If you're at work and you know your profession that you are in, because I know what you do. I don't know if you want to tell them what you do. I wouldn't do it personally, tell them anything that you do. Excuse
but
me,
my point, it was
but
it
you're at work,
what
and that's
it,
not professional,
it's not
and
professional.
not in
I
the
couldn't.
line
It was
of
hard for
business
me
that
not to
you're
laugh.
in,
It was hard for me not to laugh. It's
bro.
kind of funny.
You would have to hold that in and go to the bathroom and get that laugh out. That
I
was
I, I
very
laughed. I couldn't help
unprofessional.
it. I got a headache and from laughing, and my stomach started hurting. I had to sit down for like 20 minutes. So, and I never heard something like that. And she do kind of look like, I mean, Dusty Rose. She's not out of shape. Dusty Rose is diabolical. That's all I got to say. I just want your opinion.
Yes, that big dog. That's wrong as hell. That is not professional. Like I said, in the business, that the things that you do for a living, that is not professional. You have to be professional at all times. And when you want to have that laugh, you're gonna have to hold that shit in, like then go to the bathroom or go take a break real quick and go laugh that shit off and come back and act like ain't nothing happened.
Yeah,
That's like if I was still in customer service and someone called me on the phone and they said their name and I just bust out laughing, I'm gonna get in trouble. I could lose my job for that. Thank God
but
I'm
I'm
in
asking
customer
you,
service.
would you have laughed?
Mm-mm. Hell no.
Okay.
It's things like I say back when I was in customer service. If I did that and laughed like that at a customer when they just gave me their name, because some people have those names that have every letter in the alphabet in their name.
Well,
I
I'm
can't
not going to lose my
laugh at
job.
that.
I'm not going to lose my job, but it just sound. But I just got it kind of like a rapper, like a warning.
A little yeah, a little reprimand. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
but
That's what I'm saying.
that's
I could
all.
lose my, I
But
could have lost my job for something like that, but you have to remain professional at
yes,
all times. Thank
but
God for
I
the mute
think
button.
what it was is like how the meeting was set up was um she was a female and it hurt her feelings, and so and she I didn't know it hurt her feelings. We go through that all the time with psych patients. They call us all different types of names.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the first time somebody laughed at it, but I mean, you have to look at it from my eyes. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yep, it is. Trust me, it is very funny. But being that it's if you're dealing with some forces that are beyond, that are in the facility where you are, you cannot do that, because you do have to then consider people's feelings, because they could that then at that point, just like if you roasting somebody at work, they could say, oh, he's creating a hostile environment, knowing damn well you laughing and joking with somebody, but because they don't have a sense of humor, or you said something that has literally triggered them, they could then go report you and say, hey, this is not funny, report you to HR, and damn, boom, hostile environment. You
Okay,
know what I'm
I
saying?
just
And
want.
and that's kind of how that works. But no, you by no means can you laugh like that at work in front of the person that that got smashed on like that. You cannot do that. You
Okay,
can't.
so out of shape, Dusty Rhodes is something I shouldn't laugh at.
No, you should laugh at it, but not at work. Well, not in the person's face. You gotta go to the bathroom, or go to the break room or whatever,
Wh-
and laugh, and then come back.
Okay, I think because it was a female, that's why it was worse. But maybe that's you're laughing.
But I don't work with the person, so I can laugh. I'm going to laugh because that shit is funny. I will laugh because it is funny. But what I'm saying is, you cannot do that in someone's face. You cannot. You have to remain professional at all
Okay,
times.
all right. Thank you, sis.
No problem.
All right.
Have a good one. Let's see. DP. Oh yeah, we talked about that last week when that mess was happening, and it's all alleged, so we can't really say, oh, he's doing this. Yeah, we talked about that, and now to see that $100 million is gone, with quote unquote allegedly, that man lost $100 million deal over some, happens every day. V. Men pay for some power of the PUSSY. Men pay for it all the time. Who is this? Oh, okay.
Dr. Mark Stearns joined.
Hello, Dr. Mark.
Hey, Quee, how you doing?
Oh, fine. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. What's happening, everybody in the chat? I got on because I wanted to respond to what Big Dog Willie just said. I,
Mm-hmm.
I think I think there's more to what he said than just it was improper for him to laugh. Because and let me give you my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
My perspective is that in an environment like that where you're dealing with psych patients,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to say, as Big Dog Willie said, they're going to say some of anything to you. And sometimes you just have a person who's, whether it's psych ward or not, you just have a person that is just an angry, bitter person that's just going to say whatever.
Mm-hmm.
In that profession, there's responsibility on both sides. You can't be that sensitive either because
Right.
it's going to happen every day. So, because the truth of it is that when somebody says something that you're not expecting, it's not like you were prepared for what she was going to say. he reacted because it was just one of those. I mean, there are times when somebody says something and you're gonna almost spit out your tongue. It was just that
Mm-hmm.
funny. And so to be able to not respond to something that just is immediate reaction is not fair if you're not going to look at it on both sides. She shouldn't have been that sensitive about it because you're in an environment where this is going to happen, and it's probably happened many times. Maybe she was by herself. Now, you're absolutely right that the best thing to do is to not laugh, try to hold it in. If you can't, then run run out real quick.
I'm telling you. Cause man,
And
like I said,
run,
I am so glad I ain't in customer service no more. When these people used to call in and they verify their name, and you see these names, you're like, what in the hell is that? Then they
right,
say it, and you gonna start laughing. I'm so glad, thankful for the mute button. Because if they
right,
would have heard me laughing, that I could have lost my job behind that. Because people jobs don't play that. You
right.
cannot laugh at people unless they're telling a joke, or they're being sarcastic. Like I was on the phone with a chick and she called the nurse a heifer. She laughed, so I can laugh with her because she said that. But if
Right.
she didn't laugh and I would have laughed and that was caught on the recording, yeah, I'd have got in trouble for it.
Yeah, and I mean, as long as Big Dog Willie didn't, it's not costing him any money or he's not gonna lose days or anything. Because if that was the case, then if it were me,
Mm-hmm.
I would I would dispute it. I would say there's no way that you're gonna hold me accountable to something and not hold her accountable to the fact that you can't be that sensitive. I mean, it's not fair for. I mean, they should have said something to her too.
Yeah,
And I don't know whether.
maybe he was busting a gut like we be doing on here, and she felt that was too far because
Well, if he just stayed in the room and was just busted a gut,
yeah.
yeah, that is a little bit much. But it's still at the end of the day,
I wouldn't have been able to hold that shit in either.
right? Because I mean, based on what he said, I mean, it was funny to me, and I couldn't even look at her. I didn't know what she looked like. So I mean, I laughed just when he said it. So I can only imagine if you're looking at somebody that actually looks like what he said, and it just came out of his mouth, it would have been hard not to at least, I
Oh
don't know,
man,
shoot, I might have, because when you try to hold it in, who knows, snot might come flying out your nose, you know?
I would have been crying, but there's a level of professionalism with what he does for work. So that's I'm like, whoo, okay, yeah, you have got to be professional with what he does. And I'm
And
like,
as
nah,
opposed
you
as
can't really play like that.
and see, to me, when you work in a work environment like that, what I mean, the fact that she obviously went over his head to tell somebody what he did,
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's ridiculous. If you're that sensitive, you're in the wrong field. Because the only thing that she should have done was just said, you kind of hurt my feelings when you started laughing like that, and and
He
then
probably
and
would have
that should
started
have
laughing again.
and that should have stayed between them, and then he would have
Yeah.
just probably said, well, hey, it was funny. I wasn't laughing at you. It was just, it wouldn't have mattered who he said it about. It was just
Mm-hmm.
funny.
Yeah.
And that should have been the end of it. So somebody that's going to report that is in the wrong field.
I'm willing to bet it is a Karen. I'm
Oh, for
willing to
sure.
bet that it's Karen
Oh,
because
absolutely, it's a
we
Karen.
have one of those, and I slipped up. I wasn't on mute, but we were in a meeting, and she would just because she always got something to say, and I was like, I wish you would just be quiet. That's what I said, but everybody heard it.
Right.
Like, oops, and I sure did say oops because y'all know who it's coming from. Like those kinds of people that I work with, they always have something to say, and it's like, damn, which is where I get it from. When it comes to work, it's always someone that has something to say. When you always have these, specific individuals around that always have something to say, they just never shut up. They miss 10 times out of 10, they miss everything that's being said because they always have something to say.
And see the argument that I would make, and I'm certainly not, I'm not certainly suggesting that that Big Dog Willie say, take this any further. As long as he's not in trouble in any way, just somebody said something to him, it should be over with. But for me, I
Mm-hmm.
look at it from this perspective. If somebody's that sensitive and they do have, if they're obesely overweight, I mean, maybe she does look like Dusty Rose. I don't know. You know, you
Hey,
can't come
if the patient said it, I'll believe him.
right. You can't come to work looking like that and then be in your feelings. It's like, so if you, I mean, if because I would just say, well, then don't send me out with her because I don't know what somebody's going to say, and if she's going to be that sensitive that she's going to always, get in her feelings and want to report it, then I'm not. Then don't send me with her anymore. Would be my
Right.
attitude. Because I'm like, no, I'm not going to. I mean, why a person can't be in that environment and be that sensitive?
I agree. I definitely agree. What's going on, Angie Wise? What's going on, all things? Appreciate y'all. Y'all again, make sure y'all smash that like button. And that's kind of the whole thing for me is she need to talk to somebody. She needs some help. She dealing
Yep.
with some she got some insecurity issues, and if you're around, certain individuals, like my family gonna let me have it. It don't matter if I'm having a good day or a bad day. They are one of them or a few of them, they're definitely going to say something that is going to then try to take my
Big
peace
Dog Willie
from
joined.
me. And it's always going to be something negative that's going to be said. And it's always going to happen. And I'm like, y'all not about to get me today. Y'all can shut the hell up today. That's what we going to do is just be quiet. Don't say nothing to me. What's going on,
Hello,
big
Dr.
dog?
Marks.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
So, okay, yeah. And so you're coming from, a higher, you're a doctor and I'm an RN. So you're coming from a higher place. You know how it's kind of like a caste system in the hospital, which is kind of weird, but they kind of have one. So the doctor walked out. And since I had to deal, there was a team and you had security in there and we put the patient in 4-point restraints.
Okay.
And so, you have the team, you have your nurses to give the patient either some sedatives for him to calm down. Then you had a doctor kind of looking over to kind of give orders. The doctor walked out. We actually were in the ambulance bay. The patient came in for an ambulance. He fell on the street, butt naked, acting crazy. The ambulance came in, gave us the report, assessed him. Doctor assessed him, decided to put him in 4-point restraints. Blah 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 blah. Um, and he walked out the ambulance bay and just left me hanging. And
Wow.
this was a Hispanic guy. So I think some of the nurses were younger. They didn't know who Dusty Rose were. So maybe like 3 or 4 of us knew who Dusty Rose were, but nobody
Right.
kind of knew who. And I started laughing. And the nurse
Mm-hmm.
that complained on me, um, and I think she failed to mention that there was other people around who were kind of smiling and smirking.
Were they women that were around? And you were
Um,
probably the only man other than
no,
the patient?
I was the security was guys, and then and the doctor was a male, and I was a male. So yeah.
Okay.
So basically, that's the story within itself. I,
Right.
it was wrong because I laughed while I was trying to keep the patient's arm. You know how you do 4-point restraints and everybody had a
Yeah.
limb.
Yeah.
I was wrong because I was laughing for like 5 minutes straight.
Okay.
I knew it. I
It was, I
knew
mean,
it.
it was funny. I laughed when I heard you say it. It was funny
I
because I
knew
know
it.
who Dusty Rose is.
I know
And
who he is
I
too,
thought it
but
was funny. And I wasn't looking at the woman. If the woman looks like that too, oh, I'm sure that was hilarious.
But
five minutes.
she's probably like 5'3", like
Big
like
dog.
210. No joke, no joke.
5 minutes
Okay.
long of laughing. Bro, that's overkill. You can't do that.
Well, the thing, but here's the thing, and I'm not in Big Dog's defense. You know what? It wasn't like he could walk away. He could not go into another room and get it out.
Exactly.
I mean, here you are. You have somebody constrained, and then and if you're really that tickled by it, I mean, I don't know where is it supposed to go.
But 5 minutes though.
Because so this is like 2 o'clock in the morning. So
Right,
That's even
and there's
worse.
not I can't well, I mean, what can I do?
right.
Big dog. That's
You couldn't
even
get
worse.
away.
At 2
No,
a.m.
because
Look,
there's not enough. It's a small it's skeleton crew at that
at,
time of night,
at 2
and
a.m.
and I
Ain't
can't
nobody
like
trying to
walk
deal with
away
ain't
and
nobody trying to deal with that shit at 2 in the damn morning, and here you come being all chipper and your laughing ass laughing for 5 damn minutes at 2 a.m. nigga.
please, it doesn't matter what time of night and what time of day it is.
I would have been crying laughing too.
And it was the
I
part
really
that it was
I
the
would have
out
been
of
laughing
shape
too.
thing. It was the out of shape thing that got me because Dusty Rhodes
Man.
already out of shape. So
Yes
it was
he
kind of
is.
like, yeah. But anyway, talking about work, I need to get ready for work. But
Okay.
I'll let you guys work. I'll let you
All
guys
right,
go.
brother.
All
Have a
right,
Hey,
good
I
one.
blessings.
appreciate you, man. Yep.
Have a good one,
Hmm.
big dog. At 2 in the morning. Do you know at 2 in the morning the only thing I want to hear is nothing.
Right.
I don't want to hear anything at 2 in the morning.
But I can only imagine you're trying to constrain this idiot who's butt naked, which is, it's just too much of it that is probably funny.
That's a lot going on.
And there's a lot going on, and you got all these other people, and they making their little smirks and whatever. I mean, I can kind of see you got to be a very controlled person to not react.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that because I'd be the fact that it's a man butt naked. That means, his parts are out. They're all over the place. Then you're dealing with someone that y'all are trying to restrain him for his own safety and for you all's safety. Then you got him roasting her. I'm pretty sure 'cause
And it
he's got
sounds
parts.
like it sounded to me like the person that reported a big dog was not the person that the guy was talking about. It sounds
Mm-mm.
like somebody
I'm sure
else
it was.
reported
No,
it.
no, she was. No, he said she was the one who reported him.
Oh, she's
That
the one. Oh,
that he was laughing at her.
well, yeah, she's quite a bit insecure, I'm sure,
Yeah, she's
for
feeling
obvious
insecure.
reasons. But
She need to
come
go
on
talk to
now.
somebody.
Yeah,
She
she
need to
needs
go
right.
lay on the couch.
She needs a couch.
Yes, she
Absolutely.
do. Cause I'm telling you, sometimes it 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 it, it works. Cause a lot of people like us, black people, we're gonna talk to ourselves. We're gonna just sit in the room. We're gonna try to figure it out. We gonna hold that. We're gonna hold it in. That don't work. Those days are over. Those days are over. We got to do something different because holding it in and not talking to people, talking to a therapist and stuff like that. Those days, it that's over.
Right. Well, and that's and you brought up a very good point because in the black community in particular, uh, going to see a counselor, a therapist, whatever term you want to use,
Mhm.
is almost taboo because people make you feel like you're crazy if you do it. And the truth of it is that it's more crazy if you don't and you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you keep it in, I mean, everybody has something that they need somebody to talk to about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you've got any insecurities, things that have happened in your past, sometimes it's just work stress, sometimes it's just life stress, whatever it is, it's good to be able to have somebody that has a neutral perspective that can give you and has some experience with this to help you to get through it so that you can be the best version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't allow that, then, you know, I mean, that's how people end up committing suicide.
Yeah, and it happened. It just happened, quote unquote, allegedly, to one of the football players at LSU, in which he kind of has some things going on in his head allegedly, and it's an unfortunate situation that really could have been avoided.
Right.
But people don't see things like that, because if you a lot of people, if they keep you where you are, and they just need you to be there for them, they're not returning the favor. I can see how a lot of things tend to happen, because they don't want you to do nothing. They want you
Right.
right there with them. Let them drag you through the mud. Let them show you that you're not important to them, that they don't give a damn about you, and things like that. Because I I'm one of those people that have been treated that way.
You know, I think I would like to find out of everybody that's in the chat, how many people believe that um, having somebody that specializes in, um, I guess, managing mindset, managing, difficulties going on in your life is something that everybody should at least consider. I'd be interested to know how many people think that that's something that probably everybody needs at some point in time.
Hmm. I will definitely agree. I mean, we got to do something different, because what we're doing ain't working, and we seem to be living in the realm of insanity. You keep doing what you've been doing, all you getting is what you've been getting. You're not getting any changes. It's all the
Right.
same. We can't keep living like this. You have got to do something different.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He said
And
policy.
I think that men are typically a little bit even more reluctant to um, go to some form of counseling or therapy or whatever terms are used, more so than women, because I think it's somewhat more acceptable when women do it. I guess some men feel like it takes away from their masculinity. I'm too strong to have to do that, when in fact, no, the stronger you are, the more honest you are with yourself. And everybody needs to have an outlet so that you don't let all this stuff build up, because stress will kill you
Yes,
faster
it
than
will.
anything.
Yeah.
And so just having an outlet to be able to talk and get it out, and somebody that is not going to just tell you what you want to hear, that's going to also listen enough to be able to get some real substance as to your why, and maybe be able to give you some ideas about ways in which you can get through that.
Yep. And that's what's needed. And unfortunately, I don't know where the stigma came from, or who created it. If I knew who created it, I'd have some words for them. But I don't know who really created that stigma that men shouldn't go to therapy and things like that. You damn sure need to be in there, because
Yep.
everybody suffers through something. Everybody goes through something, and I know I've said it before. You got to go through something to get to something. But what's going to derail life? But if you can't get, if the stuff that you're going through, you can't sort it out, you need someone to give you some tools so that you can get through what what what's holding whatever you're going through right now. Something that's holding you back, something that you feel that you're missing in life. Help you get it together so that you are able to move forward in life. And a lot of people are stuck because there's conversations that have never been had, conversations have been put on pause, problems that people don't want to deal with, so they just pretend it doesn't exist, so that they don't have to deal with it. But at the end of the day, those situations and conversations are still there. They ain't going nowhere. You just put them off because you don't want to deal with them.
I tell you, Angie Wise just said something that I think is very much on point. She said a lot of men are conditioned to stifle their feelings at an early age, i.e., boys don't cry. And when those kind of things are said, sometimes, stop crying, don't do that, whatever. I'm like, no, crying is an emotion. And if you and it's better for you to get it off rather than you to just hold it inside. Now, you don't want somebody that just breaks down crying every time they don't get what they want. So there's ways in which to, I think, effectively manage this so it doesn't turn into grown men feeling like they can't talk. They don't need to talk to anybody. It's weakness, because it's not.
Well,
It's
that's the
strong for
thing.
you to get the help that you need.
Well, let me ask you this then, and Angie Wise, I'm gonna ask this to you as well because I have seen the men or the man, whatever boy, whatever y'all want to call, whatever we're gonna call them, all the boys.
Hmm.
I've had seen two of them cry in front of me, and I'm like, what in the hell is this? And it's like, okay, I guess the realization must have kicked in, and then the tears will come. But right after that's over, it's right back to being the idiot that they were before that caused all of this in the first place. I'm like, you're going right back to the same type of behavior. This is the reasons why I've come to the point in my life where I don't accept apologies from certain people.
Yeah. And I think children have a way children have a way of using what has worked. And so if crying works, if that gets them out of trouble or gets somebody to give them what they want or give them some sympathy or whatever, then children learn based on what works. And if crying works, they cry. If it's really a defense mechanism, a way to stay out of trouble. And if crying gets them what they want, sometimes I've seen kids throw tantrums in a grocery store, and and then the parent gives them what they were crying for because they just want them to shut up.
Yep,
And I'm
seen
like,
it and heard it too.
no, you cannot do. If you do that, this boy is going to manipulate you his whole life.
Yep.
And I said, and this is what, it's when, and I remember one time in the grocery store here in Chicago, we were in Jewel's, and this lady, she probably weighed about 500 pounds. She had two grocery carts, and
Mm-hmm.
they were full of every kind of snack you could imagine. And she had one of her boys, one was walking, and one was in the cart eating cookies, eating Oreos. In the cart, just had busted open a thing of Oreo cookies and was eating it. And so his mother told him to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw the Oreos out of the cart, and I mean threw a tantrum. And so and she couldn't do nothing with him. And you could tell she just lets him get away with that all the time. So I looked at her and I said, would you allow me? And she said, please. So I went to this boy. I said, get your big butt out of this cart. And he looked, I said, get out now. And I mean, I was very aggressive with him. And he was about 6 years old. I said, get out. So he gets out and he's looking over at her. I said, let me tell you something. This woman, she works hard. She does everything she can to take care of you. And you are not going to sit up here and treat her like that. Now, if I ever find out you treated her like that again, I said, I will give you my number. Call me and I'll whoop his ass for you.
I know that's right.
And that little boy, he was looking at me like he had saw a ghost. But he shut up.
As he should.
He shut up because I wasn't playing.
Cause
And
ain't
and and
no
and that
way.
was the difference. Now, he treats her like this obviously every day. And
Mm-hmm.
had I not said anything, he probably would have threw the rest of the stuff out of the cart.
Yep.
But he could tell that there was a difference in my tone. And I wasn't playing. If he hadn't got out of that cart, I was going to snatch him out. So he
Immediately.
he he got out on his own, but if he hadn't, he was going to get snatched.
There is no way my child did it one time in the stove. He didn't throw anything out of the basket. He just didn't want to be in the basket anymore because he, was at the walking phase. So, that's how old he was. He was like 2 or 3 years old. He wanted to be out walking. No, we're not gonna do that today. When I tell you he started to cry, and I looked at him. I got right. I grabbed him by a little shirt collar, little part of his shirt. He had a t-shirt. I grabbed it and pulled him close to me, and I said in the most calming voice, like I'm talking right now, "If you don't get it together, I'm knocking you out in this stove." Allegedly,
Right.
he he calmed his little self down. When we got in the car, he was quiet as a church mouse. And then I took him to get something to eat because that was a reward for correcting the behavior
Right.
in the store.
And sometimes when people hear that kind of aggressiveness, they think, well, that's over the top. No, it's not, because no, the only way that he was going to respond in the right way was if I did what I did. He was not going to respond to, now, Johnny, your mother. He wasn't going to respond to none of that. He needed to see something that shocked him, and he did. And and then and after she got through paying for the groceries and stuff, and they left, he waved at me.
And I know that's right. He know what's going on. That lets you know there may be a lack of the male figure in the house.
Yeah, he waved at me, and I wasn't, listen, last thing in the world, you don't want, we get what we allow. And until we get to
Mm-hmm.
a place where we understand that if you don't, if you start out right, you never have to do that, because the children know up front. Just because they're crying doesn't mean that you satisfy the tears with what it is they're crying for. If it's
Mm-hmm.
time to go to bed, it's time to go to bed. You want to make sure that they're not wet, they're not sick, there's nothing wrong. But if they just want to get out of the bed and it's bedtime, and you pick them up and you just hold them because you don't want them to cry, you're ruining that child. That child is going to do that for as long as you let them get away with it. And then they'll grow up being adults,
They do the
throwing these
same
tantrums,
thing.
doing the same thing.
Yep, I've seen it. I've seen it happen with the adults,
Yeah. And it's
and
not,
it's sad, is what it is, because there is no way in hell I have ever argued with my son in the store. Now we have roasted the hell out of each other, like you all have heard us on my IG live. We have roasted each other, but
mhm,
there is no way in hell are we going to argue in a store. That's just not gonna happen. I'm not
right,
gonna go back and forth with you. Like even now, well, when my son kind of goes to the store, go to whatever grocery store we're going to. For some reason, he steps in there. He forgets the layout of the store. He forgets what we're looking for. We're not doing that today. I'll send him. You go down this aisle and this aisle. Go get this. And I know if I say go get this and this, it's not gonna work. You go get one thing, come back. Go back, get something else, come back, because you can't give him a list. He's not gonna hear any of it. He's gonna hear one thing. So we have to, you go that way and go get that, and I'm gonna go this way and we'll meet me around the corner. Like that's kind of how we have to play that. But there is no way in hell are we arguing in a store. I'm an adult. There is no way I've ever argued with a child in a store
right.
about nothing. I wish I would.
Hey, DP, you're absolutely correct. I said, and men handle discipline different than than many times women do, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not asking a woman to be the same way that I am.
That's right.
I'm just saying that but the thing is that parents have to get on the same page. They have to decide what is acceptable and what isn't,
Yeah.
and they got to stay on the same page. And you can't let the child be in charge of how things are going to go, or they'll play the parents against each other, and then you're in a nightmare. So it's but yeah, I agree with you, because see, I don't, my first response
Mm-hmm.
is not, it depends on what happened. I mean, there are some things that men are going to look at and say, if you did this to your sister, I'm gonna punch you in your chest.
Yeah.
It's some things you just can't do. And it's because you know that it's because it's moving in a different direction. If you want a young man to be a gentleman, then he's got to be a gentleman with his sister too.
That's right.
I mean, now there's some things kids are going to play and they're going to do stuff to each other, and you don't want to destroy that fun that brother and sister will have with each other. But there's still boundaries. There's certain things that you're just not going to do,
Right.
and if you do, you know, they're not going to learn if they don't learn from us. So if
Right.
we don't show them the correct way in which to treat a young lady, or the way I treat your mom, if you don't get a chance to see it, then how do you know?
Right. Now I do know it is some of these little kids out here. Some of them only understand when you threaten them with violence. And I understand that. And there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, and nothing wrong with you threatening. You're not doing it, but you're threatening them. Sometimes that's what some children need to hear so they can get their life together.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
agree.
mean, I'm like, I've never put my hands on my nieces and nephews. Never once have I ever had to do that. Not once. But I will threaten them, and I have, and they've gotten it together. They'll look at me and see the look like, okay, Titi Quita, and then they'll just go on about their business. But they know what we not about to do is continue to do. Like I seen my niece, she did one of those. This is from Sparta kicks to my nephew in the chest. I was like, oh, I was
Hmm.
not expecting that to happen. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And she just kind of did it. Like I'm like, so ain't nobody gonna see this? Y'all don't see this happening? Nobody? This is okay. I got it. Nobody gonna say nothing. And we all outside, so we all seen it happen. So nobody gonna say nothing. But come here, y'all.
Yeah.
I had to, say what I needed to say to them, and it worked, and they weren't fighting anymore. I don't think that was technically a fight because she won. She won. No, no, I don't even know who you are. So no, you would not be getting on my panel because I don't talk to strangers. I don't know who you are, so you definitely wouldn't be on my panel. But thanks for the view. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's crazy to me of how that actually works. You came in here loud and wrong, so we're not doing that. Don't disrespect my channel over here. You go back and disrespect those other people's channels where you came from. You don't do that over here.
Who
But
is that, Queen?
I have no idea who that person is. They came in here being all disrespectful.
What's the name?
Uh, Ray P. Full
Oh,
grown
Ray P.
lion.
Full
Yeah,
Grown
whoever
Line.
that
Yeah,
is. He
I figured that's who that was.
yeah, he came in on disrespect. We don't do stuff like that over here. But yeah, I don't. We not doing. I don't mind the children fighting. I don't mind that because it ain't gonna be too bad. But it's the this is this is Sparta, that kind of kick to the chest. We can't do that. It's funny because I at first I was like, oh shit, that really did happen, but nobody budged. I guess didn't nobody want to budge so that my nephew wouldn't cry. But yeah, I'm not one of them ones. We about to go get it. Let me go get him. Let me get them. Y'all come here. Come to me. We finna talk right now.
Well,
Snatched them. I threatened them, and they were good.
mental health starts when you're young. And if you give people the right foundation, it's just about having basic moral principles and standards and boundaries in the way that you treat people, and also the way that you deal with stress. And if you do that early enough, then most of the time the needing somebody to talk to, it becomes a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have that, and at some point in time, people just need to be able to get it off with somebody that maybe can give them another opinion. It's just like when Big Dog Willie came on and he wanted your opinion. That's something that obviously meant something to him.
Mm-hmm.
It bothered him to some degree, and he wanted to get your opinion from a woman's perspective. And I think that that's very healthy.
Yeah,
And the more that we do that with other things, it might be a little bit more serious. It might be about relationship at home, it might be husband and wife. You've got to, if you're not able to find peace in it with each other, then you got to talk to somebody because the goal should be for us to get through this. And if you don't talk to somebody that you trust, to at least be able to listen and not take sides, but to try to give you some constructive direction on how you can get to the desired goal,
hmm
then you're going to have problems always.
absolutely. What's going on, Omega Red? And it's crazy to me because when you sit and look at how things happen, especially in this realm of in these YouTube streets, when you look at how things happen, look at how people are acting, you can tell a lot of people, from the ones who do a lot of damn talking to the ones that are loud and belligerent at all the time, the ones who always have nothing positive to say, they're always on negative time. They got some stuff going on in life, and this is the way that they have nobody to talk to. So they come to YouTube and they want these yes people around that justifies and gives them the validation that they need for why they're acting in such a manner that is unbecoming of them. Y'all don't hear me yelling. I've never been on my YouTube channel where I'm just literally out here yelling at people. I'm not gonna do that here. For what? Why
Right.
am I yelling and raising my voice? I've never yelled and raised my voice on YouTube. For what? I don't even know motherfuckers like that. And a lot of motherfuckers don't be listening to me anyway. So why would I yell at anybody? I don't have to. I don't have to talk to you. And that's where we need to be. If you don't feel like listening to somebody, don't listen. You don't have to listen to people yelling like me. I'm not gonna listen to anybody that's yelling and screaming on their fucking channel. I'm just not gonna do it. You're not gonna sit and yell at me, or while I'm trying to listen to you to see what point you're trying to get off, and you want to start yelling. No, that's not the type of energy I'm on. I'm not gonna sit and listen to people just lie. I'm not gonna do all that either. I'm not on that type of energy right now. I'm not. It's just things that I'm just not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be around it. I'm not gonna fake and shake and skin and grin with people that actually do it. No, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why are you yelling? Like, this ain't the move. Like, where are the individuals that's speaking to those individuals and say, hey, this ain't the move. Like, bro, you shouldn't be. Don't do all that yelling. There's no need. Why are you so angry? What's the problem? And again, they probably can't even tell you why they're angry. They just woke up feeling like yelling at people. Then maybe you should not do a live that day. Maybe you should sit down and shut the hell up. Go pray about it and figure it out. Go talk to somebody so that you can get whatever is angering you. You can get that up out of you.
Yep.
Because it's a waste of time. Like I said, if I'm not going to listen to anybody yelling at me, and I have, and look, and it's not even warranted. Now I could understand if I'd have done something pretty bad. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. But it's only gonna be for so long that I'm gonna sit and listen to you yelling at me. It's not gonna keep happening. It's not gonna go on for days. It's not. No, you got about 15, 20 minutes. And that's all you get. What's going on, T? But if you think you're just gonna yell and yell all damn day, absolutely not. We not
Right.
about to do all that. I have nothing to say to you. It's not gonna work. You better go yell at somebody else because this stuff is pointless. I'm like, this is the internet. This is something that we like to do. Something we like to have fun. We like to laugh and joke and enjoy. Our conversations that we have across different channels and things like that. Laugh with the people in the chat if they be cutting up like Picasso, and being that he's still a day walker. No one's ever still seen what he looks like. So I don't think we're ever going to find out. We just look and you just at night you see something flying. It's probably him, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things we kind of have to look forward to so we can laugh and enjoy ourselves. And that's why I will not talk about boxing on my channel. It's enough of that yelling and all that arguing and going back and forth all day long on all these other channels. I'm not going to be one of those people. I'm gonna give you something different, something for you to think about, something to put on your mind and let it resonate with you. And that's why every time I say this, I guarantee you tomorrow when y'all get in these chats or listen to some of these content creators, you're gonna see like, damn, this is what she talking about. It's gonna happen. It happens every Friday. After my show, somebody will say something when they see me in the chat or they'll inbox me or something like that. That they see what I'm talking about. I'm like, I know. It's fine. I'm glad you were able to put eyes on it. I ain't the only one that see it now. We should be having fun. Life is too short, y'all, to be mad and angry and bitter, acting stupid out here, arguing over boxing. Like, come on, y'all. I can understand if you want to have a, dialogue. That means one person talk, the other person shut the hell up. Then the person that's talking, they shut the hell up, and then the other person that was quiet, now they can talk. One person talking at a time. That's how it should be because we're all adults. We're not children that that come home from school or they going to school or you go to school to visit them on their lunch break and they just all over the place and just they're just going 100 miles an hour because they got a whole lot to talk about. We are not those children. We are supposed to be adults. So I mean, I really, really need you all to really understand. It's cool to have fun and enjoy yourself out here in YouTube. It's not supposed to feel like it's a job or a chore to get on YouTube. Because I used to be in a lot of places on YouTube. Now I'm not because it's not worth it to me anymore to be in certain places. It's not. I'm going to support who I support and I support who support me. And that's how it's supposed to be. And if anybody switched up, because that the switch up happens at the drop of a dime, which should let anybody know. If someone can switch up on you like that, they wasn't really for you in the first place. They really wasn't. As crazy as it is, you could think you cool with somebody, but at the end of the day, they was never really cool with you like that. And us at our grown age, these are things we should know by now. You can see the behavior. You ain't got a pair of lips to say anything. It's the behavior that you look at that tells you everything you need to say. Like I've always told people, I don't accept a lot of apologies from people because you know what you're doing. The best apology is a changed behavior. If you can't give me a changed behavior, I think you should just be quiet. That's the best thing for you to do because you apologize to me, you already lying. You're going to do it again because that apology means absolutely nothing because you did what you did and meant it. If you disrespected me on YouTube, you disrespect me in the chat or something like that, you can't come back and apologize to me for that. You did that on purpose. So what makes you think I have anything to say to you? I don't. So y'all fellas, because it's always the fellas, y'all can have whatever attitude you want to have. That has nothing to do with me. You fucked it up, and I'm going to make you stand on that. I got nothing to say to you, and that's how it's going to remain. So if y'all see, like I say, y'all be seeing me in these chats, I speak to people who speak to me. If you don't say shit to me, I won't say shit to you. And that's how it's going to be. And if, depending on who you are, if you speak to me, I damn sure not speaking back to you. Because you already know I have nothing to say to you. So nothing I do is a surprise to anybody. Because y'all already know the behavior. I've been the exact same way since 2018, since I joined YouTube and was in the chat. If motherfuckers ain't saying shit to me, I'm not going to say nothing to you. If I've addressed you and you don't speak back, yeah, I got nothing to say to you. If you done some crazy shit or some bullshit out here on YouTube and I'm not really fucking with it, yeah, I ain't got nothing to say to you because I'm not going to be associated with that. I'm not going to have that on my name. I'm not going to have that on anybody that I'm cool with, anybody that's family. I'm not going to put that on them either. Because you have to understand what you do and how you act, it has an effect on everybody. And these are things that some people don't really pay attention to. What's going on with you? What's happening? Appreciate you for pulling up. But these are things that, a lot of people don't really understand. I don't know why people don't understand that. I don't get it. Everything ain't always about you. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how it has to be. You have to understand that. And the sooner we realize that everything ain't about us as individuals, people can stop being so selfish, so ignorant to different types of behavior, joining in on ignorance and stupidity. Because all it do is it puts a name out there, whether you're associated with them or not. You're guilty by association because you're around some of the dumbass shit that happens out here. Just like out here in the real world, unfortunately, if you're around some people that do that be out here starting shit with people, and now people see now that you by yourself, they're, oh, you was just with them, you was starting shit with them, knowing damn well you just was there, you was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you did absolutely nothing. But because you associate yourself with them, they're gonna look at you and think you're the exact same way. So unfortunately, you have to be cognizant of what you are doing, who you are around, who you are associating yourself with. Because if not, you can catch the bad end of the deal, and that bad end of the deal wasn't even for you. We all grown, supposed to be. Everybody got to grow up. I don't know how many times I've said this. I say this to my son. Everybody at some point in time, every man and woman, every male who turns into a man or a boy who turns into a man, whatever y'all want to call them, you have to grow up and put away those childish things and become the person that you are supposed to become. Now, I'm gonna share this with y'all because I seen it earlier and I had to laugh because it's a fact. The only thing I don't agree is the word sell, but it says you cannot sell elevation to someone who's addicted to excuses. I seen that, I laughed, and it resonated with me because I understand what that means. People are so happy with making the excuses as to why they're at the level that they are in and they are not progressing in life because they have all these excuses as to why they can't make it. So you can't. So no amount of encouraging them is going to work because they're good. You try to throw encouraging words out there to them, they're just going to shoot it down and give you an excuse as to why the encouragement that you're telling them, why the encouragement ain't going to work. Everything has a way of getting through to people. Whether you got to fall on your ass to get the message. You could be out walking and get the message. You could be just out here sitting and getting the message. Now, remember I told you all back in October about this older lady who I've never seen before. I don't know who she is, and the message that she gave me. This is the day before I had a blowout in my truck. That same exact message just came back to me a couple of days ago. But I asked my hairstylist who that lady was. He doesn't even know who I'm talking about. So I was so puzzled at who that lady was. I have not seen her again. I don't know who she is. The only difference is, from at that time, I just so happened at the time I was getting my hair done on Saturdays, and I had just came in there on a Friday to get my hair done. And I went back to Saturdays. The only difference now is I no longer come on Saturdays. I go on Fridays to get my hair done. That's kind of the only difference from the time that I received that first message from this lady. And I still have no idea who she was, and I don't even know if I'll see her again. Maybe she wasn't real, but she was real because I touched her. I held her hands. I helped her with her coat. That was a real human being, y'all. And for my hairstylist who did her hair, he has no idea who she is. That is crazy to me. No, it is not. It's open for the individuals that have come to my channel multiple times. What's going on, Thomas Hill? What's happening with you? What's happening? Appreciate you for pulling up. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. I appreciate everybody for doing that. But these are things that you have to understand that in life, you get messages coming to you at different times in your life, and you have to be able to accept them for what they are. Sit down, talk about it, ask questions because y'all know me. I sure did ask some questions, especially after the second time I got the message. You damn right I sat and asked some questions because I need to understand. Maybe there was a message that I was given the first time and somehow I missed it. Then or I was overthinking it and completely missed the message that was given to me the first time. The message the first time that was that came from this lady. She literally, I don't know me, I don't know her. Literally said the Lord hadn't forgot about you. I told her thank you, and I received that message. I held her hand, she prayed for me, and she walked away. I helped her with her coat, and she walked away. I ain't seen this woman since, guys. I don't know. I don't know her name. My hairstylist don't know who I'm talking about. Then to see this message again come to me again in a different form, and I'm like, okay, here it is again. I'm not gonna fumble this time. I'm not gonna overthink it this time. Because what I did do is I prayed to have, specific people and things to get away from me. And as you can see, they're no longer available. I prayed that away. I was very specific with what I was praying for. You know what I'm saying? And when you do things like that and you be very specific, you're going to get what you want. Wait a minute. Somebody done came in the house. Hold on. Who is this at my house? I don't know who it is at my house. No, I have no idea. Somebody outside. I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, hell.
Dr. Mark
I know who it
Stearns
is
joined.
now. Here we go with this shit. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Hey, Dr. Mark.
Hey, Quee. Yeah, I had to take care of something real quick.
Okay.
But I wanted to speak on because you and I talked about what you just said,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that this will be, you know, I think the chat will find what I have to say interesting. I mean, that there may be some people that don't necessarily understand exactly what I mean, but my response to Quee when she mentioned this to me was that, and you guys have heard me say this before, we are in, whether you know it or not, we're in the most spiritual time of our life. Now, this, I don't mean from a religious perspective, I mean from a spiritual perspective. We are in the most spiritual time of our existence, and we see all of these things happening in our world with the what, 45? I'll
Mm-hmm.
just say that now.
Yep. 45.
45 with 45 and just all the things that are happening. I mean, this is prophecy. And I don't know what a person's spiritual understanding or belief is, but we've got to admit that I mean, we've got every kind of natural disaster happening all over the country, all over the world. There are things that are truly happening. And typically, in this kind of circumstance, you hear me talk about sowing and reaping frequently. We are now in a place where whatever you have planted in your life, you're going to reap.
Yep.
It does not matter what it is. That it could be great, it could be not great. But we're going to start to see people reaping what they sow. And we see people that are, I mean, we see all kind of tragedies happening. Sometimes I don't even want to turn on the news because there's always some disaster taking place. But what I said to Quee was that you are in a place where the reason why this woman, in my opinion, said this to you, and it just seemed out of place, and that she is, this same statement had been said to her before, is that this is a confirmation of your destiny, of your of your reaping what you sow. I mean, one thing I know about Queen now, as we've been talking for many years, but we've certainly gotten closer over this last year or so,
Mm-hmm.
and that I know the kind of person that she really is. And she's a good hearted, natured person that wants, she wants to do well in her life, but she also wants others to do well too. And she cares about the kind of support that she shows. And you guys that have gotten support from her, y'all know that's who she is. I mean, and if she's rocking with you, she's going to rock with you. Well, those are seeds. And those seeds that you plant in your life are going to have a harvest. Now, whether you understand it from the spiritual perspective that I'm speaking of, it is, you know, I mean, that has to do with where you are in that regard. But the most important thing is that it's real. And you're going to see things happen that are going to surprise you. I'm just saying to you, don't be surprised. Your the good heart that you have, if you have a good heart and you treat people the way you want to be treated, and you live your life a certain way. I'm not talking about, none of us are perfect. We're all going to fall short. But I'm saying if the foundational principles of your life have value, and it's not just me, my, and I, you're going to start to see those things transition into a blessing for you. That is what, these are the times we're in. I see it absolutely every day. And so this is what that's what I told Quee when she asked me about it. I said, it's, that woman is a confirmation. She's just a confirmation of God has not forgotten about you. Your blessing is coming. Just don't get in the way of it. Many times we don't get what God has for us because we get in the way. We overthink it, or we put something in place of it because we're tired of waiting. No. One thing I've learned in my life is that, and one of the reasons why I'm single now, I mean, do I get lonely? Sure. I mean, no, I have to say no, because I enjoy me every day. I love me enough that I'm not lonely.
Love it.
But I do, I know that God did not bring me to this place in my life to not give what I have to give to that special person.
Mm-hmm.
But I have learned that I'm not going to just substitute what I know that I would need in order to make that kind of commitment just to have company, because I'm company enough for myself. So I'm not going to put the wrong thing in the way, because if I do that, God can't bless that spot. I can't ask God to bless something that if I'm already occupying it with something that's just temporary. I don't do temporary stuff. Not anymore. Now, have I? Of course. I've done all kinds of things in my past. But today, I'm willing to wait because I want what God has for me. I don't want a temporary fix,
Right.
because I'm not going to be a temporary fix for somebody. They're going to get the very best of me. and I want the very best of them. Somebody that is my rib. I'm waiting on my rib.
Mhm.
And but I put myself in a position to find my rib, though. You can't just sit in the house and go nowhere and think you're gonna find that person. You have to make yourself available.
Mhm.
But so that's what I shared with Quee, and I wanted to share it with you guys.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it because you wasn't wrong, and I am not overthinking it either. I'm just letting it happen. That's exactly what I'm doing. I don't really think about it too much because I know if I start thinking about it, then I'm end up jumping down that rabbit hole, and it ain't no coming back from it. I'll be up for the rest of the night trying to read and look at this and try to figure out like, okay, hold on, let me try to go back to a day. I'm not even doing that. I am just enjoying my days, you know, saying my appreciation for me being able to wake up every morning, giving my appreciation for the day that I've had before I go to bed. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have the negative energies around me anymore.
Right,
So I
right,
don't have to worry about any of those things because the negativity isn't there.
right.
And when it presents itself, like it just did, I sent you a text. Did you see that text?
Let me go. I wonder. I'm not even sure if I can look at it without. Okay, yeah, I can. Let me see. Uh,
There's a test happening right now. I am not going to fail it. It just rung my doorbell. I am not going to fail that test. I can guarantee you that I'm going to pass with flying colors because I have nothing to say. And that's how it's going to be. I got nothing to say.
wow. Yeah, I just.
I
Yeah.
am being tested right now.
Yes, you are. Yes, yes, you are. Absolutely, you are.
Out of nowhere to ring the doorbell at this time, and I looked and checked my cameras, and I was like, I don't even know whose car that is. And then I checked the other cameras we have, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
And you,
I'm
you
being
know,
tested.
I want to add something because, and I know I probably have said this before um, to the family, but I'm going to say it again because this is really one of the most important shares that I can give you. The foundation of favor. If you just understand what favor is, some people, it seems like some people, they say everything just works out for you. Why is that? I mean, it just seems like every blessing, every benefit, every victory just seems to happen to certain people. Well, the foundation of favor is gratitude.
Mhm.
And it is a gratitude that most people don't really understand. See, gratitude doesn't have any wishing and any hoping in it. It's a level of faith, but it's also a level of I'm grateful for the day that I got. And that's where it starts. I can't have a bad day if I'm grateful for the day that I got. And if I let my life start there, that means I'm not complaining. We speak a lot of things into our life that cause us strife and cause us less than and lack because we're always talking about what's wrong. Now, I'm not saying that you don't ignore challenges that you have. I'm not saying ignore them. But I'm saying that if you spend all of your time talking about, I'm sick of this and I'm sick of that, and this happened, and my back is hurting, and if that's what you do,
Mhm.
then you're not grateful. Because if you're grateful for the day that you got, I mean, listen, every day is not going to be absolutely perfect. But the fact that you got one, and there are people that did not wake up this morning, And if you look at life from that perspective and say, I'm grateful that I got a day to feel that my back doesn't feel the best, that my feet don't feel the best, or that I still owe on this debt and I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm awake. I got another day to deal with it, to have a to make things better. I mean, that's something to be grateful for. And if you just got to flip it. I don't have bad days because I don't allow a bad day to enter my thought process. It's not that everything works out every day because they don't. But I'm grateful for the day to such a degree that I don't have any complaint about that day. You're not going to hear me talking woe is me about anything. Now, if I may answer a question, I might tell you something that happened, but I'm going to leave it there.
Yep.
I'm going to leave it. This is what happened. And I'm still grateful for today, period. And I've got nothing else to say. I'm not whining. I'm not complaining because things can always be worse.
Right.
And I'm going to plant nothing but positivity around me because that's the only thing I want to grow.
That's right. And that's how it should be.
And it's something that you got to work on. I mean, it doesn't just happen overnight, but it's something that I practice.
Mm-hmm.
I practice it. That's why, if you notice that you don't ever see me type. Now, it's occasionally it might come out of my mouth, but I don't say good morning.
Right.
And I don't say good morning. I always say grand rising because morning is not positive. Because why would I be mourning? Mourning it's like moaning. I'm not moaning. I'm not mourning. I'm rising. I'm happy that my grand rising. So I'm going to always take the time to try to make sure that I'm purposeful with the words that I use. Now, everybody doesn't, some people are, what difference does it make?
I
Well,
didn't think of that.
it doesn't make a difference to you if it doesn't make a difference to you. It makes a difference to me because anytime I speak to somebody, I want to give them something that has value to them. Why would I wish somebody a good morning? Morning is not a good word. But it's a word that we've embraced as an acceptable word because that's the way that we recognize the day. But in our culture, we say grand rising. In our African culture, if you identify with that, we say grand rising. And that is because it has a different expectation. And so, and these are things that I'm 67 years old. So I've been working on some of these things for a while and I still don't have them perfect. But it's something that I practice and I do it intentionally, which is why I greet people the way that I do, because I think that that's important. What you say to somebody and what your expectation is for that person is important. And that's why you will see me speak the way I know that I speak differently than probably anybody maybe that you've ever met. When I'm even saluting you in the chat, some people are like, man, that's a whole lot to say. Yeah, but I want to acknowledge you because I think that you're that important. And I don't want to diminish that acknowledgement because that's just how I feel about it. And so anyway, I just wanted to share that little piece.
I had no idea. I've never thought about it like that. I haven't. But it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Because out here, at least in the South, that's typically good morning is, that's our greeting.
Right.
Good morning, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. That we, that's just how we talk out here. But
well, that's how we talk.
What you said, it's like, damn, I didn't think of that.
Well, listen, I grew up doing the same thing. A good morning is what we were taught.
Mm-hmm.
But just because we were taught it doesn't necessarily mean that it was It was the right way. And again, it's all about perspective. I'm not telling somebody that if you don't say grand rising that you're wrong. I'm not saying that. Because you may say, well, I still mean a good morning to you. So what difference does it make? Hey, if that's how you feel, then you're right. I'm just saying that as we grow, there's certain things that we make adjustments for based on how what level we've grown to. You're not wrong if you do it the way you do it. And I'm not more right than you if I do it the way I do it. This is just something that I made a decision that I'm going to work on the words that I use. And there's certain words that I do. I don't say hope. Now, there are times that I will usually catch myself, but there are times that you might hear me say the word because, like I said, I'm not perfect. But I don't like the word hope because to me, it's a lack of faith. Why? If God made me in his image and likeness for us to have authority and dominion over everything, what the hell am I hoping for? My birthright is victory. I'm not hoping and wishing for nothing. I claim victory because that is what I am. And so it's a different perspective. And it doesn't make, and I'm not saying that as a better than anyone. I'm saying that all of us have that, but you got to walk in it. You got to walk in it. And once you walk in it, you walk different because now you're walking in a level of certainty about who you actually are. That's why they robbed us of our history. That's why so many of us don't know the history, particularly our younger people don't know what we come from. They don't know all the things that we've been through and what we come from and who we were as our original people. Because if you knew that, then you would think differently about yourself. We wouldn't call each other niggas and stuff like that. We wouldn't say that about each other because of the rich culture that we come from, the pride that we have as kings and queens, which is that's who we were. And they don't want us. That's why they're trying to take away the educational system. That's why this new administration is trying to completely dismantle the educational system because they don't want us to know the truth. And they don't want any culture to know the truth because they don't want other cultures to say, you know what, we were really terrible to Black people. And they don't want you to feel bad. They want you to act like it didn't happen. But it did. And I'm not dwelling on it because I know who I am. And I'm going to walk in it every day. And nobody's going to ever make me think less of myself because I know what this is. And we just have to make sure that we continue to share that with each other.
That's right. Absolutely agree. I really do. And it's crazy how you sit and after, like I said, after one of my lives, and then you get to thinking about it, and then the very next day, all these things kind of start popping up to you, because it happens to me all the time. Just random things that'll happen. It's like, yep, here it go right here.
Yeah.
Here's the example right here. I was just talking about it.
Yeah.
And those are just signs of things and how things happen. And you just got to embrace it and see it for what it is, and do what you need to do on your end.
Right. That's right.
Because I'm telling you, as much as I want to say some things, I'm not going to do it.
I got you.
Oh, it's some stuff I got to get up off of me. I'm telling you.
Oh,
But it's best that I just don't say anything. And you know it's really bothering me.
uh-huh.
But I'm gonna hold the phone. I'm gonna hold the line, and I'm just not gonna say nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I have a few things that I will share with you at a different time, but because I had a conversation today, and it's just unbelievable that this happened after that conversation that I had. and I'll just leave it there for right now. It's it's like everything happens for a reason, and you know, I know the chat's probably saying, "What are they talking about?" but listen, the most important thing is this: the word family is a behavior, and we are family, and we have to make an attempt every day to act like it in our behavior toward each other. And the more that we do that in this smaller group, the more we're able to do it with everybody that we consider family.
Hmm.
Because we listen, if we treat each other in the right way, we're absolutely unstoppable because as a unit, we are greater as a unit than we are individually.
Hmm.
And the reason that we stay so broken in this system that we live in is because we're divided. We're not on the same page. We got all these different compartments under one cultural group.
Hmm.
When at the bottom there should be foundational things that we move together on always. How we're going to vote, what's important to our community, what things. I mean, if we did this as a collective, there would be nothing we couldn't do. We just It's got to start somewhere though, which is why this is a great place to start. The more that we can show support and real behavior toward each other that's about love and respect and true family values, then the more we can take that and share. If we become the example, then people will follow because they will see the result from it. You will win if you do it as a group. You cannot win by yourself. The basketball teams that we've been watching that have been playing, they're playing as a team. The ones that are effective as a team. Now they might have several superstars or just one, but that superstar relies on the team to work together so that if they're not out there, that the team is still taking the same commitment to victory. And when you play together like that, you win like that.
Hmm.
There should be no other expectation other than we're going to give our best, and our best is enough to win.
That's right.
Period.
And it should be. I agree.
Yeah,
Because that's what we gonna do. We gonna win.
we just gonna win because that's
That's
all we
that's
do is win, win, win.
you better know it. Because what I have learned, and it's crazy because it's in one of my favorite songs, and it's by one of my favorite rappers on the planet. He's still alive. I'm so glad about that. But he is one half of the dynamic duo called UGK.
Yes.
And Bun B actually says a winning team will fall apart when one of them lies.
Yep.
And that is a very true statement.
Yep.
I've actually shared that song when I was a part of the group chat that we used to have for the family. I shared that song, and I didn't know who actually caught that lyric, who caught the bar. But that's exactly what he said. It's a song called Wolf Spider, and that is
Yep.
one of my favorite songs.
Wow.
I play it on repeat at, at least 4 or 5 times every weekend because that's when I'm either out driving, or doing something where I've just listened to some music, and that is absolutely going to be on the list that I'm going to play a couple of times because it's so many jewels that's dropped in that song that I hear things that I didn't even hear before.
Right.
But that is the one bar that I caught at the first time I heard it, and I'm like, he not lying. It's
Right.
proof. The proof is right there in the pudding. That's all it took was a lie. And look at what happened.
Yep.
And unfortunately, we have some, individuals that do what they do, but we have the loyalists here. And I'm loyal to what we're doing. I'm not
Yes.
gonna switch up and change up and disappear. I'm not gonna do all that. I ain't finna lie. I don't lie to anybody. I ain't lied to anybody in the family, and I don't sugarcoat shit.
Yeah. Transparency is, you know, I mean, sometimes people might have an issue with the truth, but the most important thing is it's the truth, though.
Yep.
And
No
if
matter
you,
which way you slice it.
right, as long as you're operating in the truth and in facts, not just opinions and feelings, because, you know, an opinion is just that, but it doesn't make it a fact because that's what you believe.
That's right.
And we just have to get to a place where we start to live in facts and have something to prove it. Sometimes we say stuff that's just because, well, that's what you want to happen and that's how you feel. But it's like, but give me something that makes that a fact.
Right.
And it can't be just, well, because that's how it doesn't matter how you feel if it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
That woman might not have liked the fact that that man called her Dusty Rose because, because of his size and whatever. And maybe there was something about her that's what he thought of.
Yeah.
But there was some merit to it. She didn't like it. But it's like you can't be if you wait a minute, if you 5'4" and over 200 pounds,
Ooh.
at 5'4", you're supposed to be 120 pounds.
Oh boy.
You 210, 220. I mean, okay. So you're you're a weeble. and,
Ooh,
and I
boy.
know
She's something.
it might not have felt good, but she knew it was true. That's why she was mad. Because if she was looking like olive oil, she wouldn't have gave that no attention. She'd have been
At
like, boy,
all.
gone somewhere with that.
but but Big Dog wouldn't have been laughing for 5 minutes either.
Right. I'm sure that didn't make it better,
At
but
all. Because I
but
could
I
not.
understand. Where was he gonna go? He couldn't go nowhere to just get it out.
I mean, but there was a real situation going on.
So, right. I mean, here you got a naked man handcuffed virtually.
Right.
And
He is his meat everywhere. And it's just I can't I mean, at least he had him at least he had the arms.
right. And can you imagine? Now you're looking at this picture. This man says that, and you're just looking at this whole picture looks crazy as hell.
I would be I wouldn't have been able to keep it together myself.
and
But
he
I'd
and he
have
was
been like, hey, I need somebody come relieve me. I need someone come do this right here.
right.
I've got to go to the bathroom right now.
And he probably was, I mean, the fact that they had to hold him like that, he probably was very aggressive and,
Yeah. Yeah.
so he probably couldn't, it probably was no way for him to stop. So he just said, I can't, I'm just going to have to laugh because I can't stop it. I'm going to have to hold this dude while I'm cracking up.
Crazy work.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh man.
that was a tough one.
Oh, I wouldn't have made it. I laugh at people for less things. I laugh at people for less.
hmm
I laugh at people at my job when I'm sitting here listening to them talk, or if they're chatting and they're just chatting and rambling in the team chat we have, and they're not talking about nothing that's work related. That gets on my nerves. And they're like, ping, oh, it's raining over here. It's not raining over here. We're supposed to rain over here because we're so scattered, out here in the DFW. It's so many cities within the city. Everyone, it can rain over here and not be raining 2 miles away. And 2 miles away, even though it poured down raining over here, they may not get a drop of rain at all. They may not get
Right.
none. And it happens like that out here. So everybody is, oh, what side of town do you live on? It's not raining over here yet. It's raining over here. I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't even participate. I hit that do not disturb.
Right.
I hit that immediately because I know they're gonna be going for the next 30 minutes. Like you ain't supposed to be working, so now you just sitting there just typing for 30 damn minutes, knowing you supposed to be working. I'm not. I'm not wasting that kind of time. It ain't that much conversation in the world at work for you to have with somebody like that. I don't care. Leave me alone and let me do my job. That's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad and thankful for everybody that came through, everybody that's still here, everyone that's still listening, because these are things everybody, in my opinion, needed to hear. I'm going to go for another 5, maybe 10 minutes, but everybody needed to hear this message today. And it was very important to me that I speak on these types of things because it's so no, scratch that. It just people just don't talk about it,
No, they don't.
and it needs to be discussed. You see, we're not up here arguing like you would see on other channels. We're not going to argue.
Right.
We're adults here, and I have adults in my chat, even though they say some crazy stuff. Cause woof. But it's the fact of we have to start somewhere. We cannot continue to go the way that we've been going because we're still getting absolutely nothing. We're not getting anything and we're still doing the same thing. That's literally the definition of insanity. So we got to start somewhere. We've got to start to grow as individuals so that we can get to where we need to get to. You can't
Right.
do that by being stagnant and stuck and making all these excuses as to why you're not progressing in life or why you're not doing anything. No, get up and do something.
I've got a question for
Hmm.
the chat that's a little bit off of the. It's totally off the subject, but has anybody ever saw Meldrick Jones before?
Mm-mm. I ain't never seen him before.
Because I've never seen him before, and when I looked at his channel, uh, it was it's a brand new channel that was started on the 14th of this month.
Mm. Yeah,
So
I have no
I
idea.
just didn't know. I'd never seen the person before.
Yeah,
That's
me
why I
either.
asked.
I ain't seen him. That's why I'm like, mm-mm. You cannot not get a wrench. Thanks for the views, but I don't know. I ain't never seen you before. I don't know where you came from. Picasso, you are a day walker. I'm never changing that. That's just what you are, and you just gonna have to be that. You've been an adult for 146 years already. Soon to be 147 if you have if you have another birthday this year. Oh yeah, I don't believe anybody knows that person. So we just gonna keep our eyes open because that might be one of those imposters that would stoop down so low to then become an imposter to be something we already know that they are not.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just had never seen the name before.
Me either. I ain't
That's
seen it
why
before
I
either.
asked.
Don't nobody know. Nobody in the chat knows who that person is, and we gonna keep it that way.
Yep. And Angie says she doesn't know him either.
No, Jay Gibbs said he don't know him either.
Right.
You can tell that they don't come around because you could tell by the questions that they ask. Is this an open panel? I have never had an open panel. So that'll let you know they don't know anything about me. Picasso, you are the low budget blade. You the blade you are a blade on a budget. You're I can't call you the real blade because the real blade is Wesley Snipes. I can't call you that. And then the comic book of Blade from a long time ago. So, I can't call you that. That's already a real person, a real thing. So I got to call you the one on the budget. Because you can't impersonate the real thing, sir. But I gotta mess with Picasso only because I don't know what his face looks like. I've seen everybody else's faces except for the strays and stragglers. I've seen everybody else's face before. I still don't know what Picasso looks like. And that's why he jumps on those. That's why he jumps on other people's channels and other people's panels because they don't make him turn on his camera so that they can see what he looked like for real. Listen to it. Listen, I just quickly just be throwing me under the back of the wheels of the bus. I don't. It's all in good fun though. You know, I don't be doing you that bad, but I'm gonna laugh because it's funny. Because you are here. He go. I mean, I would hope you'd figured out how to be handsome after 146 years.
Yeah.
If you ain't figured out how to be handsome by now, my brother, you are lacking. With everything you have seen throughout these years, you should have been able to pick up on something. So I'm hoping that you did, because a man is supposed to think he's handsome. Oh, I haven't even used that word in a long time. Oh, that's funny. I think we'd have been on long enough. I got to pray about some things right now. I got to pray to get it right. I'm telling you, I have
Ooh,
got to.
that just came out of nowhere. I'm
Didn't it?
like, how in the world did that decide to happen today?
Your guess is good as mine.
I'm like, wow.
Angie Wise, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad this is kind of how my show is, because you've been here before, but I always try to talk about things to put something on your mind and make you think about it, something that you haven't thought about or aren't or haven't been thinking about, and but you'll think about it now. Put some effort into it, and be like, yeah, and it'll grow legs and take a life all on its own, with what the meaning is to you, with whatever we're talking about, because everything will have its own meaning to every individual. So yeah, that's the goal of the show.
Blessings to you, Angie.
Yeah, you have a blessed night as well. Look at Albie. He ain't shit either.
Blade on a budget.
Albie ain't shit either.
Oh, that is too funny.
Look at Picasso
Man,
talking about
he
walking
really
handsome in the middle of the day.
he worked. Look at how he worked that out. He's very talented.
Ain't he though? Very.
I'm like, wow, shoot, that is hilarious.
So special. All right, go ahead, Dr. Mark. Give us your last words.
Well, it's always a blessing to be here with you, Quee, and the chat. Just great family vibes, and you know, I look forward to the very next time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll be on Thursday, unless you want to get your live going and we jump on yours. However you
Yes,
want to work it out, let me know.
yeah, I'll be doing live soon. So yeah, I'll with and you'll see Quee over there too.
I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm so excited for you to get your channel back going. I am
Right.
happy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. All right. Are you working on anything to tell anybody? Anything that you want to give out? Any little details, or you want to hold it all in and just pop out on them like, "Hey, here we go."
Well, I am. Yeah, I am working on a couple of things. And it's got a lot to do with some of the things that we talk about now. But yeah, I'm still putting it together though. But it'll be soon. It'll be very soon. So there'll be some lives coming. We hit over 5,000 uh, subs uh, today.
Awesome.
So we're over 5,000, and we're approaching 3 million views.
Yes, Lord.
So we had things are moving in the right direction.
so happy.
Yep,
I am so happy.
and I couldn't have done it without all of you guys. So I appreciate I appreciate all of the support and input and everything. So thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad we are here to help. Whatever you need us to do, just let us know and we got you. We'll do whatever we can do.
Well, I appreciate that. I
Oh,
sure do.
all right, you're welcome. No problem. You know, we got you.
We
Just say the
got you.
word.
Absolutely. Family for life.
You know it. All right, I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Let me give my last words. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I appreciate all you all for coming through. Thank you for us. This gives us another amazing show. We could not do what we do without you all. Make sure again that you smash that like button if you have not. And like I said, the goal of my show that I do every Thursday is to put something on your mind so that you are able to move forward with at least a thought in your mind as you go to sleep tonight. You'll have something on your mind. And by the time you wake up in the morning, you should have a plan. That's the goal. But I appreciate every single one of you all. See y'all out in these YouTube streets tomorrow. See you all next Thursday back on my channel. Same bat time, same bat place. I'ma holla at y'all.